Hey everyone, this is Richard from HouseGaming here. I'm gonna teach you today the fastest way to get to level 75 with the Order of Souls Emissary. And stay tuned till the end because I'm going to teach you something about the emissary factions or the emissary quests that you probably don't know. So before we get into all this, first, intro. Alright, first you're going to want to come to this island here, which is Morrow's Peak. Morrow's Peak outpost around grid V17. You're going to want to come here. Let me just check the horizons because there was some ships that were trying to bother me on my way over here. Generally, you're not going to spawn over here. You're going to spawn somewhere else, but that's fine. You could just make your way over here. And then you're going to want to come to the Order of Souls tent, which is right over here. And you're going to want to pick up 3 voyages from her for Order of Souls. And if you haven't already yet on your original spawn, you're going to want to vote for the emissary flag. And you're going to want to raise it up. I encourage you, whatever outpost you spawn at before you come here, to put it up. Because on my way here, I faced some megalodons and I got some XP and some loot from them. So you're definitely going to want to do that. Then for voting for the voyages, you're going to put down a voyage here. Let's see what we got. We only got a 1 skeleton, a 1 skeleton, and a 1 skeleton. So generally you want one that's 3 or higher. So since it's only ones that have a 1 skeleton, we're going to vote to cancel and vote for another voyage. That has a 1 skeleton and that has a 2 skeleton. Still not enough. So we're going to vote for our last voyage here. Hopefully we get something nice. We should. Flintlock Peninsula has 3 and Ruby's Fall has 3. So that's not too bad. We'll go Ruby's Fall, then Flintlock. And those are the only 2 that we're going to be doing for this voyage. Once that voyage is done and we get the 3 from Ruby's and 3 from Flintlock, we're going to end that and start another voyage. Also, the Roar, make sure each time you go to a dock or you see barrels, you have empty pockets because the Roar, it is hard to get resources on. So definitely take every chance you get to get a bunch of resources. I think we'll have one more quest here just in case we need it. Perfect. And one tip that you didn't know probably too is if you're going to work on Order of Souls, make sure to do it multiple days because then you could fill your inventory with 3 Order of Souls quests and be ready to go and like face it before you come to her kind of thing. And depending on too, a little tip for you guys as well is if let's say I just did Brimstone Rock or I did Flames End or Devil's Thirst and my next one is Flintlock Peninsula. I'll come to Devil's Thirst, I'll shoot off while my boat travels to Flintlock and I'll pick up some more voyages. So that's something you always want to keep in mind of as well. All right, let's head to Ruby's Fall and start up these quests. Oh, and one thing too for you guys that if you guys didn't know, you definitely want to, like I say, make sure you guys are full with quests and everything before you head on out. And if there's no more quests available, it resets at 6 a.m. in-game time. So every in-game time, she'll have more quests for you. All right, we've arrived at Ruby's Fall. One thing I'm going to do is make sure I empty my pockets. I do want to carry the fireballs with me though, because in case we run into goldies or anything like that, you definitely want the fireballs. So since I'm here, I raise my flag all the way. I'll drop the anchor just so I'm not moving around. And then I'll raise my anchor back up. Also, since it's the Roar, I know a lot of people don't like the Roar, but it is the best way to level because as you're cashing in at the grade 5 level, you get better XP and more gold as well too. So it's just overall a better area to farm. All right, here are the skeletons. Nice, so we park nice and close to them. One thing to do too is, of course, keep an eye to see if they have a gunpowder barrel, which they do. I'll let them all kind of spawn in and shoot them. Nice, easy wave. All right, these are goldies, so I'll bring out my fireballs. Oh, and one good thing with the Roar too is let it help you out. It has geysers, use the geysers against them. And see, just like that, we defeated all 3 captains just because of the geysers. All right, now that we've done Ruby's Fall, we're going to head to our next one with the 3 skulls, which was Flintlock Peninsula which is right here, northwest. All right, everybody, remember when I said there isn't much mats in the roar? Anytime you see a flock of seagulls like this, I'm going to drop my anchor just so I don't run over it in case there's a keg, raise my sail, and then we're going to harpoon some stuff. I'm going to turn us a little bit just so I could harpoon everything. But yeah, we could already tell there's a mermaid gem in there, which will give us more XP. Perfect. So we're going to come here, harpoon that. That'll give us XP. And we're going to loot everything we can from these barrels because like I say before, the roar doesn't have a lot of materials. So you definitely want to take advantage as much as you can. I cannot stress that enough. As much as you can to get more materials. So anytime you see these barrels, you grab them. All right, now that we filled up on materials, we're going to head back to Flintlock Peninsula. One time I'll say it right. Tongue twister for sure. All right, what I'm going to do next is check around the island and kind of slow float around to see if I could see or hear the skeletons so I can position my boat best to fight them. And if the island starts to erupt or I see another ship, I could just quickly get on my boat, leave, engage of the fight, or not get hit by the rocks from the roar. All right, we can hear the skeletons. Now it's just a matter of finding them, but listen for that music. My guess is they're kind of up on this hill here. No, the music disappeared, so maybe there might be in a cave that's close by. Here they are on the beach. Perfect. One thing with a lot of them too, if you hold down block, get this in, and then do like a jump lunge. I kind of failed at that one, but I'll do a better one for you guys. And then as you jump as your sword goes to lunge, you'll hit a lot of them more and kill them. So you could still keep your distance, but you want to make sure you block first. If you're not sure how to do it, click the block, then lunge. See how I could still move? And then as my lunge goes forward, I'm going to hit space so I get that jump. That way I could lunge further now than the normal one that they teach you. Since there's just one here, I'll just kind of go up and sort them down. I'm shocked this one didn't die. There was a boat before I started recording that was bothering me. So I'm just kind of keeping my eye out for that one. Goldies. That's why we have fire bombs. All right, we need to grab more fire bombs. I thought I had more, but I must have grabbed Blundy instead. So since we're going back to the boat to grab some more fire bombs, I might as well bring the skull back. Actually, I'll hit X here. Just save a little bit more time because you swim faster without it. I usually like to drop it in harpoon range and then sword lunge. And if you didn't know, you get 2 types of XP. One type for picking it up, this skull, and then one type from putting it on your ship. I should have got more ammo while I was on the ship, but perfect. Like I said before, let the geysers help you too. I kind of stopped my animation there because I saw the geyser was gonna blow them up. There we go. See how easy that is with the geysers? Got it. We're of course just shy of grade 5, unfortunately. So we'll check the rest of these. I normally don't do a 2-1, but since we're just shy, we'll do Forsaken Brink, and it's right beside Morrow's Peak anyways. Because that will give us our final grade 5. If it wasn't that case, like, use your judgment for that. But generally, you only want to do a 3 or higher, but since those 2 skulls will get us there, I gotta go south-southwest. Yeah, since we're like 2 skulls away for that, I figured might as well do it. Morrow's Peak's right there, so we'll be good after that. All right, generally you're not going to want to do what I'm doing right here with 2 islands erupting going in the middle of them. But you should be fine. Just make sure you got some water in your barrel or in your bucket and stay down here so it doesn't one-shot you, and you'll be good. All right, we've arrived at Forsaken Brink. Now, generally, what's going to get you to grade 5, chat, or YouTube, is I'm a Twitch streamer, so I'm used to saying chat. But Generally, what's going to get you to grade 5 is probably 3 to 4 islands of a 3 to 4 skeleton bounty, as well as maybe 1 meg or 1 ghost ship in between. So if a meg spawns on you or a ghost ship, make sure to lift your flag up and fight them, because it's going to give you XP for whatever emissary you're working on for killing them. You also want to pick up messages in a bottle, because the message in a bottle could be a skeleton quest or a 4 skeleton quest that you would want to do as well. I'm going to let them come close to these geysers, although I think they're about... there we go. By the way, if you fall in a geyser, you can try and make your way to the water. Like as you're up in the air, if you come to the water, generally you might be able to land in it and it not do damage to you. And there you have it, chat. Grade 5. And now, just for the spirit of kind of teaching you guys all about the proper, like, way to farm this. Let's say we didn't get to grade 5 with that one. Let's grab these on the boat first. I usually like to keep these on top of the mast here, just for when we do go to offload them. They're a lot easier to offload. And one thing I forgot to tell you about as well is, as you're on the islands, make sure to check for a treasure chest. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find one this round, but trust me when I say, with doing this solo, a treasure chest comes in handy huge. And generally, you're going to find them lying around or just under the waters of the big islands, kind of like Flintlock Peninsula, Fletcher's Rest, Ruby's Fall. If you're going to those, when you shoot off, when you sword lunge off to get to the island, make sure to kind of check underwater as you're going there, because they come in handy while offloading all your skulls. All right, so the teaching you part. So now let's say we did this quest and we'll look for 3 or 4 bounties, skeleton bounties. There's none there. We would cancel this voyage, put up a new one. Vote for this one. And then we would cancel this one and probably head back to Morrow's Peak, which would be right there, so it wouldn't be too bad. But you kind of get generally what I'm saying here. With 3 or 4 skeletons, you don't want to waste your time with 1 or 2, because you're going to farm up a lot quicker with 3 or 4. And the roar gives you more XP and more gold for ashen roar skeletons. So I'm pretty sure Morrow's is just right there. Yeah, southeast. So we'll head over there and cash in. All right, we see barrels here. Ooh, and there's a gem. So you're always going to want to probably either stop for these and get some more mats, or harpoon them on your way by. I didn't stop for it because I figured I really don't need the gold right now, or since we're about to cash in, I don't really need the emissary value for it. But I'd highly recommend stopping, filling up your boat with everything, and then going again, because the roar is really hard with mats. It's a hard mat farm. You're always hungry because you're getting shot up in the volcanoes, but it's just such a better way to level and get to 75, max 75. Order of Souls is in the roar. And if you're wondering why it's better, because the roar, as far as I know, it's like the max tier no matter what. So you could be level 3 doing it, or level 15, 20 doing it. You know what I mean? So like you're going to get the same quest no matter what level you are. But if you're not level 75, you're going to get low tier quests from out in the east and not in the roar. All right, so as you're pulling up to Morrow's Peak, it's actually better if you're doing Order of Souls or Gold Hoarder to park up here at the back, because both tents are closer than the dock is. So you're better off to park up here in the back because it's closer to the tents than on the dock. And remember how I put these up top here? Well, this is why. And then you harpoon those both sides there, and then just keep knocking this off. Perfect. All right, so let's go cash in our loot. And now remember when I told you at the start with the emissary quest that you probably didn't know? So once you claim the emissary quest, most people are going to be like, oh, we should do the emissary quest. No, you actually shouldn't. You should wait until you have at least 4 emissary quests, because then you can get double or triple the islands. So you could get 8 to 12, if not more, skeletons, depending on how much you stack on one island, which makes grinding just so much easier to have 12 skeletons all in the one island. And with the emissary quest for Order of Souls, a lot of the skeletons have kegs. You'll often see probably 12 kegs coming at you at once, so it is very easy to hit down those skeletons. And when you could get 8 to 12 to 16 skeletons on one island, it really helps, because on the emissary too, they're all villainous bounties as well. So it's not worth it unless you wait to have 4+ emissary quests, because if so, you could just keep farming in the Roar and you get more gold and more XP from it, from the Roar. So only farm in the south or in the other part of the world until you have 4+ emissary quests saved up. Also, one tip for you if you didn't know, if you press X and hold F as you're doing it, you could drop the skull and still sprint. So you could still pretty much sprint while turning stuff in versus just the slow walk. But you have to look down and hold F. You press X to let go, look down, hold F, and see how my character's sprinting and picking it up. So I'm still in a full sprint while cashing this in. Just makes it go by a little bit faster. Get used to it at your own time, because generally there's going to be times where you drop it and you're running and you're like, oh no, I dropped it. But if you do really get good at it, especially if someone's chasing you and you want to drop, like you want to hand it in before they kill you if they're right behind you, doing that will help out quite a bit, because you can hand it in faster. So I do highly encourage you really get good at that. All right, so a couple more tips for you too is once you cashed everything in, you're going to come over here, vote to lower your emissary flag, and then raise it again. Purchase more voyages, purchase 3 more voyages to start off with for your next quest. And if it's at the end of the night as well too, what you're going to want to do is purchase 3 voyages. So that way you have 3 voyages in your inventory ready to go for the next day as well too. So hopefully that video was helpful for you guys. If you do like it, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys for the next one. And if you have any questions about maybe something I didn't go over or something you didn't understand, please, I stream on Twitch. Please feel free to stop by, say hi. Any questions you have, link in the description below. Have a good one and good luck on the seas, everybody.